Alright. Hello there guys, this is Light Rocket 2. This is going to be a commentary over a game that wasn't on stream at all. This is a game with 4 one-tricks, Murthos, myself, Alistair being Alicopter, I think the Diana was a one-trick being Kai something, I don't remember what, and our Ezreal, I don't think our Ezreal was filled, but he wasn't a one-trick, but regardless, this is like a full one-trick game. Yeah, Kai, Lunari, and Cherry Pops. That's my team. And I haven't really done a voiceover game before because people during the game I'm trying to focus on what I should be doing. So I thought I would try out a voiceover and see how it does, if people enjoy it. Normally right now everybody's protecting the jungle entrances, if you see on the minimap in the bottom right. Normally if I could get the support to cover where I am, I could go top and drop a ward, maybe near Raptors, back, get a red trinket, but otherwise in this case, it doesn't really matter. I can just know that Karthus is a farming jungler, so he's not going to be trying any crazy kind of invades. I know that if my pathing right now is where is the lead going to be. I don't want to gank an Ezreal, Alistair lane level, me being level 2 and them being level 1 since they won't be able to engage at all, so I'll have to come back to that later. The cast lane is pretty important. If cast gets really ahead, it could be super dangerous, but we do have a good front line. I just go for Raptors. Maybe I'm on autopilot. I don't think, again, you want to go red to blue if you think you're going to get invaded early, or if you think that the top is going to get ganked early. But, just in case, I do Raptors anyway. Or, because I'm not getting invaded, I do Raptors. You could go red to blue, Gromp, Wolves, and then the Raptors if you want to do an early Raptors trick for Diana. But I don't know how that lane's going to play out, so I just decided to do this instead. And basically, this is me walking the blue out and saying, I'm going to put a ward there, so if Karthus comes to do the Scuttle Crab, I'll know exactly where it is. And I'm also looking top at the same time. The Murthos Jace lane should be pretty ranged. I don't know how gankable it is, so I just kind of decided not to gank it this time. I'm trying to work on kiting Gromp while doing it. It's kind of weird because you're so melee and you just want to walk away. But you can't walk too far out of range, so. Just moving on to Wolves, land the stun on everyone. Of course, use E first, then W, and then spam Q till low mana until E and W are off the cooldown, and keep going. So yes, now I know that Karthus is at his at top scuttle, since I had that ward there. And so top can be wary of a gank or whatever, and I can freely go to this bottom scuttle. However, Senna is missing right now. So Senna is possibly contesting me for scuttle, but I think she's just warding. She might have just warded the river or done something. I think she warded the tri-brush. So Diana's getting ganked, but I'm looking at that since they are dying. Here I probably could have killed Lucian, but I didn't know if... Yeah, it's fine. 1 for 1 isn't so bad. I probably could have committed and killed Lucian, but I decided not to. And I leave the wave because Alistair's trying to set up a freeze, but he has a bigger wave, so he'll probably just end up clearing it and pushing it into the tower. Let's do the Golem camp while I'm waiting, seeing things that are going on in the map. The Murthos lane is going okay. And that was just a whiff. It's definitely not where your stun's supposed to go. And yeah, if Diana was still in lane and was low, I'd use this time to try to get a Raptors off, especially because I added a double stack Q early. The only reason I added that early is because I thought I could get to that bot lane gank before Ezreal died, but it didn't happen. So I just kind of wastefully put a Q in too early. And so the Karthus matchup is hard, and you really don't want to let him get these Drakes. So I'm just showing my presence, but I'm not actually, like, inting the Drake, right? I'm not just suddenly doing the Drake. Because it's not that important for me to have, but I need to make sure that they don't take it. Alistair is setting up a super nice roam. He doesn't W first in case she flashes. And they die. Both top laners TPing in. Diana escaped. They'll clean him up. And just from that pressure we get Dragon. The top laner is dead. They don't know where our top laner is. And yeah. So normally I would have done Dragon, but they are like, bot lane is just not paying attention at all to what just happened. Like, this is very free for us. Yep, she flashes his W. I try to flash to where she would have been, but she backstepped. But because I have Glacial, she gets slowed anyway. Followed up with an easy Q from Alistair, and we get the kill. I was considering going back in, you know, if Ezreal had landed his stuff on Ezreal, or I mean, on Lucian, that could have been a little bit better, but it's fine. Karthus showed up too. So now we know he's bot side. Right now, we have no pressure over the dragon. If Karthus suddenly starts doing the dragon right now, we actually are doomed. Or he would get the dragon for free. So that's why I'm typing in the chat. We have no vision. Everybody's backed. I don't have a ward to get into the pit to actually see. And I used the bloom before to just kind of pretend that I was going to be there. So I'm just like, hey, if he's doing it... Yep, he is doing it. I didn't even remember that he was doing it. But as you can see, clear the pink, almost get the Skarner zone, and then try to back out a little bit. I probably could have forced the dragon right there, but it would have been like a 1v3 for me, potentially, so I just want to back off. So bot is missing, Senna is missing. That's an issue. She might just show up out of nowhere. Yep, there she is. Cass is sitting there. I warded. And now, I don't know, do I gank bot again or do I just go straight to dragon? I might just, no, I'm just following him around. I'm just Helicopter's dog right now. Just like, hey, look at this free kill. You know, we just kind of guaranteed, hey, there's no way they can roam on us. Mid lane has prio, bot definitely has prio. And if Karth had been sitting bot this entire time, waiting for a chance to do dragon, he would have been losing out on camps. So he's definitely topside right now. He's probably at his red or raptors or something. Of course I take it, go over. I could have used the blast plant, but I decided not to. Would have been a little bit faster had I done that, but it's fine. And so I don't have pressure over topside. Murthos is smart and goes and makes sure that he's not doing the rift. Diana follows up. Now the only issue here is that if the Cass would have been there for the bot, if Cass would have roamed to the Rift Herald or was there, it would have been a 3v2 and they would have lost that. The only thing that's bad about Helicopter's roaming, which he does a lot, is that it leaves the bot laner to die. And so I'm like, okay, I need to cover for plates. But I know what happens here. I kind of greed a little bit. I haven't bought. I really shouldn't have greeted like this, but I'm just trying to prevent that last plate. and then they kill me. Yeah, that was just a straight up mistake. Also, I didn't think Senna had ulti, but that's just my fault. I wonder if I should add music to this game. Maybe it should just be the sound of my voice instead. I'll see what people think. If people want music, random music in the background, rather than just my voice, we'll see for next time. Because I've been trying to keep this like, what am I thinking right now? It's like, okay, Helicopter is standing on top of the rift, and I just type in the chat, gank or herald. And you know Helicopter, he's definitely going for that gank. He wants the gold. So he probably kills them before I even get there. Yeah, if my pathing had been a little bit better, I could have picked up an assist, but I don't. There was also a pink I walked through, and I go back, clear it before leaving. Hopefully, or no, Hex Flash came off a cooldown, so there wasn't really a way for me to get it. And there's no way for Karthus to contest this right now. We have the top laner, mid laner, everybody's roaming up for it. The only issue is that, you know, we're going to lose the bot turret for this. Helicopter knows exactly what he wants to do with it. But, I kind of... One, there's a wave here, which I just mostly miss. But it's like, if I go up here, they're thinking that, you know, Jace kind of has to stay there like, oh, maybe they're going to rift top. But instead, Alistair took it, and they're going to go rift mid instead. And break open the tower with 3 plates instead of 5. Which makes sense. I should have been covering, though. I wasn't there. And so they can't fully commit. But I kind of bait myself. I see him, and pretend that I didn't see him. And so he walks up. And if only I had landed that stun, it would have been a little bit cleaner, but he still dies. So that was a bait. I was just walking in like I knew nothing. And this is just very interesting. nothing really to say about that one. He got grounded by Cass. And we have a decent amount of dashes and people who are weak against ground, so... Yep. Ezreal's just dying. That's what happens when you have to 1v2 a lane. But nothing much I can do about that. So their 80 carries are the main issue. They have 2 AP, 3 AD champions, and I'm going Glacial, so just straight up Merc Treads with Righteous Glory is the call. Potentially after that I could go Ardent, I could go Abyssal if the AP gets ahead. I could go Bramble if I'm worried about Conquer healing from one of them. But I don't remember who... Okay, so 2 of them have Conquer, and the Cass does too, so... If Cass ever autos me, the Bramble would help there as well. They're setting up for Dragon. Ezreal will be there this time, but... basically, we know their top laner is top. And we're there. They're trying to look for a pick before the Dragon starts. He's TP'd mid now. They're looking for, like, kind of a flank. Mortis gets a nice stun off, and followed by the Alistair knockup that Karthus gets caught up in. That gives us a free dragon. The Jace is way too behind to fight us, so we just take this for free. Let's see, what would I do right now? I could help them push, or I could farm. I'm a little bit low on farm. I've been doing a lot of like macro plays, getting dragons, getting other things, while Karthus has been power farming. So I decide to farm instead of pushing mid with them, because I think they can handle it, like 3v2, 3v1. I probably should have skipped this camp to go help the dive, but I decided not to. I don't know if... Yeah, Ezreal's dead. If I had walked to Ezreal and W Q'd him, I probably could have saved him from that Karthus ulti. What's next? Just, top lane is going very fine. Top lane is extremely ahead. I'm probably even in gold with Karthus at this point. Mid is scaling with Aroa and is crazy ahead, and bot, like the Lucian, is the only threat right now. So hopefully I go Bramble after my Righteous Glory, but I don't know. I don't remember what I built. Let's see. Looking for another gank top. He's been abused the whole game. He's very easy to kill. He might not even have... Yeah, he doesn't have flash until... excuse me, I can't see the time. What is it? It's now 15:55-ish. So... Oh, this is so clean. Look at this. Oh, except for the fact that I missed my stun. But I'm not letting the fact that I missed my stun stop me from getting this kill. Not the fact that I missed my stun twice from getting this kill. Because you have Glacial, you just press your abilities and walk at them. You know, who needs a stun when you can slow them with your auto attacks, right? I tried to heal, but I actually missed the heal there. Kind of using Alistar as a point of reference to get the Q healing onto Diana with, without being able to W her, but she ended up living regardless. We just kind of commit to this, because as soon as I get my auto off, he dies, right? That's kind of how Glacial works. Diana steals it, but that's all there is to it. Jace does 0 damage to us, since he is super behind. So we've had full objective control, full everything control, other than this poor Ezreal. This poor Ezreal. It just keeps dying. I think each member on the enemy team is like, hey, is it my turn to farm Ezreal? And get a little bit of gold to try and turn it around, but it's not going to happen. I guess I'm not paying attention. I have 2 points to put up in my skills. Holy man. Oh, that's sad. Almost got there in time. But yeah, I now have enough for the Righteous Glory. Should be super useful to engage with. Yep, they're still abusing Jace, being super low on gold. So Lucian is trying to collapse because he's like, alright, I have the lead, I have to pull off something while there's no team. Diana's bot, Ezreal's mid. They don't know where I am. And so they don't engage fast enough. In fact, they were focusing on Diana like half and half. So I just come in with Righteous Glory. They've got Lucian locked down, free. I can just go and CC the Senna as well. Very split ideas. Especially since they're fighting Diana, they're giving up Herald for free. And that gives us time to get Herald and use the Herald for pressure for the next dragon. The second Herald isn't as useful as the first one because you can never get the second Herald before the 14-minute mark when plates disappear. So the first Herald you want to use for plates, but the second Herald you usually want to use for just pressure. And sadly I can't do it the same way since he took it. If it were me, I would have just taken it, I would have just thrown it mid immediately, and then I would have gone and just more or less used it like a big minion so that we'll have pressure over the ocean, because somebody has to go stop it, right? But turns out they weren't even doing it, so lucky for me that Alistar took it, because I would have just wasted the Herald then. Oh, he's just so dead. Yeah, he's dead. So I was just autoing the ward there because I was trying to get a little bit of healing off for Diana, but yeah, it was a little bit greedy on me, that ulti. I definitely used it late. So right here, we should be trying to burst the Cassio, because this Jace doesn't do damage, and I think Helicopter even types that. But this Ezreal has been abused this entire game, so he's in a very afraid state. Yeah, as you can see. But that's fine. It doesn't even really matter. We just, we give up a single dragon instead. We could have very easily got that had we not chased. But that's just, you know, oversight. We're still extremely ahead on kills, gold. So it shouldn't be a problem to clean up the game. One Ocean Drake isn't going to do them much. They have no tanks. Let's see. What else am I thinking right now? Just farm and get ready for the next team fight. Alistair's getting vision. We don't need to help him get vision. There's no chance they're just trying to 5v1 the Baron. They'd be insane to try and do that. But yeah, I'm going for Bramble, so I probably just back for it. Do I back for Bramble here? It might have been smarter to back for Bramble and then go clear, but I guess I decide not to. I could have sold the Fairy Charm and picked up a pink too. And people always yell at me for not going Red Trinket, which is like fine. Like, I should probably use Red Trinket more, but I almost feel like I can clear vision with a pink. And if I want to get more of my own vision, I don't really have a way to do that. And remember, I come from being a support main, so I've always found vision is better than lack of vision. Like, I can, you know, if you use a red trinket, it's like a guess at where vision is or confirming that there isn't vision there. But you can do that single spot with a red trinket, right? But you can't keep knowledge over an area without it. So I don't know. That's why I just prefer yellow. But in games where you're behind and you're like, where you really need vision or else your entire team is going to die instead of just running at them like we're having this game, then red trinket becomes a lot more useful.
The best weapons are beautiful.
We're just looking for some kind of pick. It's basically ARAM mode right now. We're very ahead. We want Skarner to ult somebody, Alistair to jump on somebody, Diana to land a Q and just go in. They don't have a front line. They don't have any way to stop us. The only way that they win the fight against us is if Cassio lands an ult on like 3 or 4 of us and grounds us all. Other than that, we're just going to run at them. So yeah, good thing I didn't waste that Herald mid for the dragon, right? Or maybe we would have got that Ocean Drag had I done that. Regardless, doesn't matter. Get some nice turret damage. Alistair's looking for the Hex Flash. Stun. Doesn't find anyone. So we're just waiting for the next wave. I'm still standing here to make sure Ezreal just doesn't get popped and die. Diana's looking for a flank. I'm just kind of walking away, pretending like we've backed off. And now I should have started walking back earlier, but I have Righteous Glory, so I can just jump into this super fast. Might have been a bad camera pan by me, but otherwise, everybody lives. I take a tower shot just for BM. BM tower shot. And as you can see, the whole team is still alive. So, like I said, we just run at them. Diana got the pick on, I think Cass died first, right? Or that was like the main target, so she couldn't get her ulti off. I'm just healing Murthos and everybody on the team all at once. And that's it. The game is over. GG's, they say. So I guess we'll look at a little bit of stats towards the end. And before we get into that, thanks guys for getting through the video. I don't usually get to say it like this, but let me know if you want music, if you don't like these and you prefer raw from stream. But again, this was a game that was off stream, so I thought I would do like a voiced over audio version of kind of my thoughts behind what I'm doing and what's happening in the game. So, yeah. Afternoon League of Legends, full of OTPs. Yeah, thanks for watching. And that's it.